Hospitals in Arkansas overwhelmed with COVID patients are sounding the alarm. So is the state's Republican governor, who was actually booed and mocked at a recent town hall. We need to encourage people to get vaccinated and warned that hospitals are running out of space.
It's very real, the hospital shortage. It's absolutely very real. I think what we agree on is that COVID is real. People get sick from...
NBC News correspondent Ellison Barber is in Northwest Arkansas. Ellison, good morning. I know you've been speaking with doctors on the ground there, so you can tell us a little more about the situation in Arkansas. I mean, for people who maybe couldn't hear that soundbite there, one of the people who was jeering the governor actually said there was only one person at the hospital. Is that really the case there?
It's not, and it is not hard to find many people, from doctors to families who have needed care, that will tell you that is 100% not the case here at all. If you just look at the numbers, you will see it. This state saw its highest increase in COVID hospitalizations on Monday since the pandemic began. ICU, the people in ICUs because of COVID-19, that's up. The use of ventilators, that is up way more than it was a year ago. You heard the state's governor there pleading with people to get vaccinated. He's trying to warn people that the hospitalization crisis they have here, the shortage, that not only is it very real, but that it is very serious. But a lot of people, particularly in Northwest Arkansas, where we are and where that press conference took place, they simply do not believe it. You heard him there. He was mocked. He was jeered as he tried to talk to people about getting vaccinated. Only about 40% of people in this state are fully vaccinated. And the governor has been very clear, if that does not change, the situation where they are right now, it's going to get a whole lot worse. Joe.
Ellison, you also met with a young woman who was at that town hall and, like the governor, was jeered. What did she say to prompt that response?
Yeah, I mean, she went there because she wanted members of her community to know what happened to her family just last week. Her brother, Trey, he is immunocompromised. He has a lot of different health issues. He got very sick last week and they had to call an ambulance. But when the paramedics arrived, they were told the hospital where all his doctors are, they had no room. They tried another hospital, no room there. They waited 14 hours to get a bed for her brother. She told me that she thought he was going to die in her arms. Listen to what she told us.
The paramedics got there, and basically the first thing they said was, well, we're going to have to make some phone calls because all the hospitals in the area are diverting, and there's really nowhere we can take him right now.
I mean, how many times have you had to call an ambulance before, and have you ever been told, we can't go?
It's always been immediate.
If an individual chooses to not get vaccinated and then they wind up needing care at a hospital level, something that statistically the data shows us is largely preventable if you are vaccinated, there are very real consequences to that. When we're talking about hospitalizations, it is not just square footage, it is not just empty beds, it's staff. And what is happening here is COVID patients are needing a lot of care when they are hospitalized, and doctors, nurses, respiratory therapists are struggling to keep up with that demand in addition to their normal patient load. And people like Trey and the McFadden family, they're being told there is no room for them, and they are having to wait hours and hours when they desperately need help. Joe?
Such an important reminder. It's not just COVID patients who need hospital beds, but so many others. Ellison, thanks for your reporting.